This time on Quest for the Open, I make my return to pro golf.
Wigan to Augusta in the space of 1 hour.
Struggle in the English sun.
I'll stay there so far, okay.
And make a huge decision.
Do I want to do this again?
Okay, let's break this down. The Quest for the Open each year sees me trying to improve my game until the point where I can attempt to get through Open qualifying. In 2024, I've played some of my best golf, winning competitions, consistently shooting under par,
One on the par.
and generally just being better.
I want to give myself a tiny bit of credit and start being positive.
Then Open qualifying happened, and if you haven't seen the video, well then I didn't qualify. In fact, I was closer to having a nervous breakdown than actually getting through. I completely folded. I prepared throughout the year the very best that I could and then crumbled like a sandcastle exposed to the Atlantic winds. It's been a few weeks now. I've gone to Norway, I've gone to Germany, and I've actually been working at the Open. So I've had time to reflect and try and figure out what on earth went wrong. Within this video as well, I'm going to be playing at Ashton and Makerfield. There's a competition there, which hopefully I can start to right some of the wrongs. And that is where I need to get off to right now. But before I do, you know what I also need to get on with doing? Is asking you to subscribe to the channel. Rather shockingly, 50% of you currently watching this video are not subscribed. So if you could and help push us towards 700,000 subscribers here on YouTube, that would be excellent. And while you're at it, why don't you hit that bell icon as well? Okay, let's go. So let's remember, everybody hits bad shots and everyone has bad rounds. And I can 100% accept that. Secondly, only a few people make it through Open qualifying. So even if I played really well, there's no guarantee that I could even get through regionals. But it's the manner in which I played, that feeling of just losing complete control over my body and the contrast between Open qualifying and how I've played for the rest of the year. But I have worked on the mental side of my game, and generally this year has been better. But clearly, there is more work to do. I've also had a little bit of an issue recently. Norwegian Airlines, which mostly was a pleasurable flight, bent some of my clubs. Fortunately, Ping managed to get a new 7-iron, a new wedge, and a new driver, as my old one was slightly dinted through before the comp here at Ashton and Makerfield. And by the way, what an incredible morning. Is this actually summer? Is this actually summer? Look at the sky. Look at it. It's like blue. I've started to work on my game over the past few weeks, something which became apparent in Germany. Oh, yeah, I've been to Germany in the intermediate time. Alex Fitzpatrick, who I played with in the Pro-Am, pointed out that my alignment, quite frankly, absolutely sucked.
Anyway, you just aim there.
I aimed there as well.
No, you just aim there.
Oh, I did just aim
Yeah. And so your club head is like almost parallel to the edge of the green. And just stay, like it started literally where you've hit it and just stayed there.
Could explain quite a lot.
Didn't think it was a bad swing at all.
So I've been trying to get that better. But I have managed to clear my head somewhat over the past few days. I've hit a lot of golf balls, and to be honest, I just want to get back to playing some comp so I can feel more confident about myself, because in my head I've invented all these scenarios where, you know, I'm going to tee off today, I'm going to have a shocker, it's going to be a disaster, and I just need to get on the course hitting balls so I can put that to bed. You know, my mind when I'm not on the golf course, I'm not playing or I'm not hitting balls, is just, it's not great at the moment, honestly. I am literally my own worst enemy, and I know that. Just need to be kind to myself. A general lesson for everybody watching. Just be kind to yourself. I came out slightly lower than I intended. 103. 53. It's 105 middle. Spinning back, so just half of 54. Just skinny again. It's okay now. Not that quick. Scared of that. Yes.
Not quite as quick down that hill.
Honestly, I got so scared. It looks like it's going to be absolute glass, doesn't it? Looks like it's going to be so fast. Oh well. Oh well. Just. Whew. Jeez. It's hot day of the year so far in the UK. Has to be, surely. Stay. Very low again. Wow. Big swing. Not the best putt, a little bit pulley. Breeze looking great actually. Just a bit slopey. Cheers. That was a nice shot. To be fair today, like, there's gonna be a lot of like hybrids off the tees. Just shot those. Just trying to leave myself some decent wedges in. That was a disappointing bogey, but I sort of trust the reeds and trust the breaks, because that was like aiming almost like a hole outside the right on a 5-foot putt. Quite a lot. It looked a lot more straight uphill than it was. So it's fine. It gives you. There's going to be a few holes today where I do have bogeys, like there's tricky ones around here, but there are quite a few par fours that do give an opportunity to get quite close. Like I think there's 3 drivable par fours, and then there's like this par 5, another shortish par 5 as well. So just need to collect some birdies, hold some good putts for par, and then we'll be right as rain. Excuse me. 220 to the middle. Greens are firm. It's going to pitch on slightly downwind. 5 lanes, 215 minimum. Wind slightly behind, but uphill. So 215 is the number. It's just a smooth 5. Pin is a little bit to the right of the marker, but with my feet, so I aim straight at the pin. Hold there. Hold there. That's probably just off the left of the green. It's okay. Too much draw. Yeah, it's one of those things where the pin's tight right. Could have been a little bit more aggressive, but then if you miss right, you short side yourself. I'd rather miss left and have a little bit more room to work with. Yeah, it's just like trying to, like with comps this year, and it's worked relatively well. It's like having the balance of trying to be aggressive at the right times, but also like not leaving myself in any bad situations, which I've done a lot in previous years. Like in previous years, I could have some good score comps, but a lot of that was down to luck more than anything. So I'm just trying to plan, trying to be proactive.
did my course plan last night. New shot skirt, went through all the data points, wind directions. I think there's 2 holes where I've left myself with it's like 2 holes where I've left myself with a choice of whether to hit a driver or not, but it's alright. Not quite what I have in mind. Cheers. That was a buttock twitching inducing 4-footer, wasn't it? I wasn't very committed. I'm not entirely sure how it's ended up in there. Is it that tree? Alright, chippin run. Just land it short. Just kind of relying on the look of the bounce there, so it's fine. It's out. I don't want to about that. Wow. Swing, swing, swing. It's fine, yeah. It's like a... It's not even a right angle dog leg, this one. The pin, well, the actual green is over that line.
Right.
It's just like a huge dog leg, right? It's 116, my sandwich full. Basically, it's this kind of gap, so that's what I'm going for. Just like a nice solid sandwich. Pretty much out of the marker post, just left of the pin. Cheers, I think. Ah, it's short. I think that's pitched on and spun off, I think. I thought it had a good bad one there. Just annoying when you keep looking at it, you like all that. Yeah, just right on the top of the false front and ran all the way back. False front, my enemy. Cheers. Easy game.
And here we are, the 6th hole. I'm not going to lie, this was one of the worst tee shots I think I've ever hit in my life. Where this ball has landed is about 60 yards off where I was aiming. And just before I hit that tee shot, it went through my head. I was like, the danger is so far left. You can't hit it that far. Relax, you'll be fine. But the last thing I thought about was hitting it left, and then that happened. So playing my 4th shot down to this pin. I actually hit a really good pitch shot here, landed it exactly the right distance, but just caught this slope, and it just moves away, leave myself a difficult putt for a 5. Hit a good putt up the hill, just misread the break at the end. It actually moved back towards the left-hand side, and all of a sudden, double bogey. Thanks for coming. 3 over. My mind at this point is reeling a little bit. The nerves and the feeling that I had at open qualifying when all of a sudden I was starting to hemorrhage shots came back to me, and it was hard to get myself focused and think about hitting good shots. I was more focused on not hitting bad shots, and that's why I bailed out on this par 3. couldn't miss long, couldn't miss right, so I missed short left. Got actually slightly unlucky with this chip shot. Club kind of bounced underneath the ball a little bit more than I expected and carried it too far. With these greens, they are very, very good. So if you were offline with your pace, it wasn't going to end up great. Hit actually a pretty decent putt here up the hill, just overread the break. It's a real shame, to get to 4 over par at this point in my round. I'm just looking up such a steep hill, and certainly with the nerves I was feeling, it wasn't very good. It wasn't very productive. I needed to get something going, and thankfully this drive set me in the right mind frame. I was able to be free, I was able to be loose, and I was able to give it a big fat whack up the hill, leave myself this short little pitch shot. It wasn't my best, but I did feel a little bit more confidence.
Hold. Oh. There's a par. Back on the par train. Cheers, mate. That was okay. 6 out of 10, mate. Yeah, but wow. Well, we've gone from Wigan to Augusta in the space of 1 hole. Yeah, pros obviously. The greenkeeper's obviously pretty determined that no one's going to go low today.
Yeah.
Cheers. 70 yards, going to break right to left. Front right that green, and then just try and let it release. Basically a pulls ball at the back, just short of the shadow. Too aggressive, Pete. Way too aggressive. Damn. Break that much. Well, not great. Pretty poor wedge shot, but we continue. Come on, let's get some birdies. This next hole is very hard.
Yep.
It's like almost like a forced iron off the tee, but it's like 440 yards or something. Bit of a brute. That's the best shot of the day. Best shot of the day. Right, feel a little bit looser, just a little bit. Feeling a bit more, not exactly focused, but I'm just trying to see every single shot before I hit it. I always get a bit rushed when I'm nervous. So trying to be slow. That'll be good. Yeah, but probably best iron strike of the day, so things are Things are looking up. Literally, it's never nice when you look up and the last thing you see is a 30-foot oak right in front of your face. Makes you just lean back that little bit more. Cheers. It's a good fall in there actually. Won't be too many of them today. Not, I would say gentle, but like you can see quite a few birdies around it.
Yes.
Then you get onto a hole like that, you're like, oh, okay. I can't imagine that one being a popular one with the members. I can't imagine it being a popular one with the pros as well.
So still trying to stick to my game plan here, mostly hitting hybrids or irons off the tees, just to leave myself in good positions, because it's not an overly long course, but you need to have good angles into some of the pins because they were very much tucked that day. Unfortunately, this wasn't a very good angle. I put myself in the middle of a tree, tried to hit a lob wedge up and out, caught a branch and ended up short. This pitch wasn't very good. It came out about 10 foot lower than I intended and absolutely smashed into a very difficult position. As you can see, I wasn't very happy. But what followed was my best putt of the day. Just check this out. Rolling end over end over end over end, straight into the middle. Perfect pace. Thanks for coming. That was one of the most satisfying putts that I've had in a long time. And it made me feel a little bit more justified because I have been putting really well with the lab. It's just nice to see it come to fruition in a comp. Decent tee shot here actually on the par 3. It just clipped the left hand side of the green and ran down the slope. Not done a lot of chipping practice since open qualifying. And this was quite not a bad lie, but it was a slightly funky lie. Caught it really well and I almost holed it. So can't be anything but pleased with that chip. A little bit of a breaker on the spot actually. I had to start this outside the left, but dripped it in nicely. Started to feel at this point like if I just had a little bit more of an attacking intent, especially with my second shots, I could start to get some birdies. So I refocused a little bit. I thought, you know what? Let's have a go. Let's try and get under par. This was a decent tee shot. Just ran through into the semi-rough. Kind of got a weird knuckleball flight, which ended up running through to the back of the green, leaving myself a difficult putt. You know, this was about a 30-footer back into the shadow. But a decent 2-putt here. Again, just set me into the last few holes with the momentum that I needed to try and get a few birdies. And you never know, that might be what I did.
Cheers. Where's my tortie? Gold dust these things. Fred, if you're watching this, I'm still waiting for my logoed torties to come through. Stiffed me on. Fine. Cheers. Oh. Okay. God, what a player. Cheers. Right, 142. One's off the right. Hold the wedge into it a touch. Hopefully you didn't see that, Mr. Greenkeeper. Just take my 2 divots. It's like the most embarrassing thing ever when you take a huge rasping divot on your practice swing. Always repair, always repair. Cheers. Cheers. There's some hashtag golf going on. It's a dog. Right, come on, drive it. Other fairway. Oh, now Pete. You'll see that down. It's on the edge of him, wasn't it? 1, 2, 2, 2, 8. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, proper swing, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that's really annoying. So I'm aiming for that fairway over there, trying to slice it, and I've hit a massive putt. Oh, man, just a bad shot, bad time. Bad bogey. It's fine, we'll let bad shots. It's one of those, it's fine. Right, so we just want to be pitching this a little bit shorter. 65 yards coming, you know this shot. Let it release out. Don't have to be aggressive. Land it short. Absolutely flew. Absolutely flew. The definition of... Yeah, look at that. Just what could have been a really bad round is actually okay. Right, back straight away. Need to figure out that left shot that cost me pretty dearly today, especially those drives, man. Case of what could have been in many respects. I think I could have actually won that. I think I finished tied 8th. Hold some good putts, so you know these things do even themselves out. But man, in the end, maybe a touch disappointed. Here are the shot scope stats from today and where I finished. I'm pretty sure I finished in tied 8th place, which isn't too bad. And I've got to be honest, all things considered, I was actually more nervous maybe than I let on at the start of this video. On that first tee shot, the amount of voices that were echoing through my head, telling me not very nice things about myself were pretty loud, to be honest with you. And when that tee shot actually set off that low, there was butterflies there. Thought I topped it. It's just, do I want to do this again? Like, do I want to carry on Quest for the Open and keep putting myself through this ordeal? Because I don't have to. I know we've got ideas for other pieces of content, but I think the Quest for the Open is so much harder. It's so much more stressful. It is a great series. I enjoy playing in competitions when it's going well, but when it's going badly, it just hurts a lot. And Do I want to put myself through that again? I suppose is the question. I think ultimately playing in competitions allows me to learn so much more about golf, allows me to learn so much more about myself. And yes, it's hard work to try and keep up the practice, to put myself through comps and obviously show the results as well. It's putting myself on a pedestal ready to be knocked down, and I know that. But ultimately, something which is really difficult to do is going to be worthwhile in the end. And we have had some really good moments this year, and I can't forget that. I can't let certainly Open qualifying and a few bad rounds cancel out what in total has been, I think, a pretty good year, probably my best year ever in comps. So let's carry on. Let's see where we can get to. And there are a few really good events that I do want to play in for the rest of the year. And it would be great to have you along for the ride. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out the rest of the Quest for the Open videos here to see the journey we've been on so far.